Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Friday, August 18th, 2023. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with last night's episode of Ring of Honor streamed on Honor Club and featuring matches taped last Saturday night at the Greensboro Coliseum. Ring of Honor World Women's Champion Athena was in action, defeating Brittany Jade in a non-title proving ground match. Athena was attacked after the bout by the Renegade Twins, with Billy Starks making the save. Later on, Athena returned the favor by making the save when Starks was attacked by the Twins after her victory over Charlotte Renegade. Also on the show, ROH World TV Champion Samoa Joe joined with Stokely Hathaway to defeat the Boys, and in a match taped on August 9th in Columbus, Ohio, the Gates of Agony beat Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal. Cole Carter defeated Griff Garrison, after which Maria Kanellis of the Kingdom came out and escorted Carter to the back. In other results, Metalik beat Tony Nese, Trish Adora went over Lady Frost, Layla Hirsch defeated Rachel Ellering, Dalton Castle topped Peter Avalon, and in six-man competition, Action Andretti, Darius Martin, and Lee Johnson beat J.D. Drake, Anthony Henry, and Lee Moriarty. In WWE news, Edge revealed yesterday in an interview with Entertainment Tonight Canada that his scheduled match on tonight's SmackDown from Toronto against Sheamus is the last match on his current WWE contract. Edge also spoke about his uncertainty about what might be next for his career.
Here's what I can honestly say, and this isn't the answer that everybody's going to want. I truly don't know. I really can, with 100% truth, say I don't know. And that's strange for me but I don't. I really don't. I've put some thought into it, but not a lot. This is the last match on my current contract. So I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Edge returned to part-time action in WWE at the start of 2020 after a 9-year retirement brought on by serious neck injuries. In AEW news, the company donated more than $100,000 in sponsorship money to the Maui wildlife relief efforts, according to its owner and president, Tony Khan. The money came from Gun Media and Sumo Digital's new Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game, which sponsored the Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match on last Wednesday's Dynamite between Jeff Jarrett and Jeff Hardy. The deadliest U.S. wildfire in a century, this month's Maui fires, some of which are still raging, have been responsible for 111 known deaths, with over 1,000 residents still missing and 2,200 buildings destroyed, including 2,000 homes. PW Insider reports that Warner Brothers Discovery was, quote, thrilled with the partnership and will be seeking out additional potential opportunities in that vein, end quote. AEW announced last week that it would theme all of its programming this week as Fight for the Fallen events and released a limited edition t-shirt with 100% of the profits going to the Maui Food Bank. Moving to ratings news, last Wednesday's episode of AEW Dynamite drew a total audience of 874,000 viewers to TBS, according to WrestleNomics, up 3.3% from last week's edition. The rating in the key 18 to 49-year-old demographic was a .32, up from last week's .29 rating. Approximately 412,000 viewers in the demo tuned in, up 39,000 on average from last week. Dynamite was the top-ranked show on cable TV for the day in the 18 to 49-year-old demo for the third week in a row and the sixth time in 7 weeks. In injury news, AAA Mega Champion Elio Del Vikingo has been pulled from an upcoming GCW show. Vikingo had been scheduled to appear in Atlantic City tomorrow at GCW's homecoming event to take on Alex Zane and also take part in a six-man All-Star Scramble match. Zane's new opponent for homecoming will be Tony Deppen, according to an announcement from GCW. The nature of Vikingo's injury was not disclosed, although the luchador passed out following his last match at Triple Mania 31 in Mexico City on August 12th, with his condition being blamed on dehydration and not eating enough during that day. Impact Wrestling aired last night on Access TV, featuring matches taped on July 29th in Cicero, Illinois. Bully Ray defeated Black Taurus in a Chicago street fight by pinfall when Taurus missed a senton off the top rope and landed on a ladder laying in the ring. After the match, PCO made his return and was put through a table by Bully before hulking up and chasing him to the back.
All right, now Bully Ray! Bully Ray rushing after PCO!
Wait.
Punching through a table! But PCO's back up!
Of course he is! What does it take to put this man down?
An act of God!
And once again, Bully Ray cannot believe what he sees!
PCO is not human!
The main event of the show saw the Rascals duo of Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz beat Sami Callihan and Rich Swann.
And now the Rascals on fire flame! Cover! Cover! The Rascals are going to emergence!
As a result of their victory, the Rascals earned an Impact World Tag Team title shot against Subculture at Emergence on August 27th. In other results, Moose beat Kevin Knight, Deonna Purrazzo defeated Kylan King, Killer Kelly defeated Jessica and Savannah Evans in a three-way match, and Eric Young went over Khan by disqualification due to outside interference from Diener. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.